because I'll cut up on Ben Cherington and his white-collared analytical army doesn't mean I'm not into stats. Doesn't mean I'm not into advanced stats. Good morning to you. Good Wednesday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Pirates. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into football and or hockey, I also offer daily shots of Steelers and Penguins in the same place that you found this. Giants 8, Pirates 1 last night at PNC Park. San Francisco finally winning one of these teams' first 5 meetings. The last one will be a matinee today at 12:35 p.m. Mike Burrows got clubbed. 6 runs on 5 hits and 3 walks over 4 2/3 innings. And to hear him tell it, it wasn't the hits that bothered him.
Yeah, I mean, I was really just mad about the walks. If they pop those up on first pitch heaters, I mean, we're not even talking about it. But yeah, they ambush heaters and they got a hold of them, and it's kind of just tip your hat. Good for them. Just more so mad about the walks.
Braxton Ashcraft came in after that, gave up a couple more runs in 2 1/3 innings. Offensively, not much going on either. Brian Reynolds 2 for 4 with an RBI and a double. Yeah, we're not going to get too deep into analyzing this one, I guess. Within all this, Oneil Cruz went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. And over his past 7 games, he's 2 for 31 with 12 strikeouts. And for the season, might want to sit down for this one. Cruz's batting average, just basic batting average, is now at 209. One more time for emphasis here. 209. He's 26 years old. This is his second full season in the majors. His first where he's an entire year removed from that ugly ankle injury. And yet he is currently 30 points under his own career average of 238. In 2024, for further perspective, he batted 259. Repeating yet again, he's now at 209. 50 points worth of nosedive there. Now, he's also shown more power this season, and unrelated really to his hitting, but he's shown more efficiency on the base paths. But he's also on a comfortable pace to blow through the 181 strikeouts that he had last year. He's already at 137. Here's the semi-pseudo-quasi-advanced stuff that I was referencing. To me, OPS, which is on-base percentage plus slugging, OPS, is the most complete offensive statistic that exists without getting into all kinds of hieroglyphics, because it obviously factors in walks, it factors in power, it factors in really almost everything, not stolen bases. And the truth is, in modern baseball, you can live with a low batting average. You can live with batting averages that used to get you banished from the sport at any level. Call it the Kyle Schwarber era, if you want. No one cares in Philadelphia how many times Schwarber strikes out. No one cares that he's batting 258. What they care about is that he's got 40 home runs, 94 RBIs, and a 973 OPS, in large part because, well, I should say in equal parts because of his extraordinary power, but also that he works a lot of walks. He finds a way to get on base. His OBP is 382. Somewhat different kind of player in a different time. Well, Cruz's OPS of 711 is 62 points below where he was last year at 773. For those of you who've been with this program for a while, you'll know that over the course of Andy Haynes' tenure as hitting coach here, I might not have had 2 good words to say about his job performance, but the one area that I gave him credit for, and it was only one, was that he made Cruz, well, he helped Cruz, looked like more of a complete player at the plate. every once in a while you'd see Cruz just kind of lay the bat out there and get himself a single, go the other way, do deliberate things with the bat that don't have anything to do with his extraordinary, actually superhuman exit velocity capabilities. I don't want to say that's completely gone from Cruz's arsenal now, because we've seen patches where he looks like he's doing a lot of good things at the plate, including showing the better eye that he began developing in 2024. So what is it that could have happened to him? What is it that's missing? So I went digging a whole lot deeper, and I saw that almost all of the peripheral super specific figures that are available don't vary that much between 2024 and 2025. He's remained mostly disciplined. His whiff rate, which is exactly what it sounds like, how many times he swings and misses at a given pitch, is only a half a percentage point off. Last year it was 34.1%. This year it's 34.6%. But then I ran into one. I ran into a doozy. And I say that mostly because of its awesome name. On the Baseball Savant website, and that's property of Major League Baseball, there's one called Meatball Swing Percentage. I love this. It's exactly what it sounds like as well. Meatball, what's that? It's a killable pitch. It's just sitting there dead red, waiting for you to deliver to it the abuse that it deserves. A year ago, when Cruz would see a meatball, he would swing at it 77.3% of the time. That was a career high for him. This year, that's plunged from that 77.3% to 66.1%. He's knocked 11.2% off of that singular and vitally important tendency to go at the pitches that are just being handed to him. And if that aligns for you in your head the way it did for me as soon as I saw it, like I'm thinking, yeah, he's watching a lot of balls coming right down Grant Street and not doing anything with them. Please don't make me say yet again, who in this organization, above all others, emphasizes running up pitch counts for the sake of running up pitch counts. When we come back, J1Q. If you're looking for a great dining experience, look no further than North Shore Tavern, located directly across Federal Street from PNC Park, next door to Mike's Beer Bar. North Shore Tavern is Pittsburgh's home for steak on a stone. Enjoy your steak finished on a hot lava stone in front of you, where you ensure each piece is cooked to exactly your liking. Or try their rotating selection of entrees, hot sandwiches, salads, and burgers, all while enjoying the ambiance dedicated to the great players and history of the Pittsburgh Pirates all around you. Come see why everyone's talking about North Shore Tavern and steak on a stone.
It's Gun Storage Check Week. Help prevent unwanted access to your firearms. No one wants their unsecured gun to be used in an accident, a suicide, or a crime. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to secure your firearms. Learn more at gunstoragechek.org. That's gunstoragechek.org. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
Today's J1Q comes from Trent, who says, DK, supposedly Bob Nutting was frustrated in 2019 about players significantly improving once they'd leave the Pirates during Neil Huntington's tenure. The numerous examples don't need to be mentioned again, but how does Nutting feel about Quinn Priester's season that's ongoing in Milwaukee? For anybody who hasn't been keeping up with our old friend and the former first-round pick, Priester is now 11-2 for the Brewers, including 10 straight winning decisions. He's got a 3.15 ERA, if you're one of those people, as am I. doesn't put hardly any stock in wins and losses, a 3.15 ERA. In 21 appearances, 16 of those being starts. In 114 innings, he's got 93 strikeouts. Yes, Priester, against 38 walks. All of that comes with a 1.19 whip. That's walks and hits per inning pitched. That's very good. And a 228 opponent's batting average. To answer your question in the most literal sense, in none of my talks with Bob Nutting this year has Priester ever come up. So the answer here is I don't know. However, I'm not about to stop there, because when Priester was here, let me rephrase that. Before Priester was here, when I would watch him in Bradenton or wherever he was in spring training, I remember the first time that I observed it, the first time I commented on it for public consumption was a game that the Pirates were playing in spring training against the Orioles down in Sarasota, where Priester looked like he was just petrified to throw his fastball. Now, at the time, the Orioles had some pretty big bats, and I kind of got that, and he was young and still hadn't been in the majors yet. I thought, well, they'll get that fixed. I mean, they're going to get him to throw his fastball. You have to throw your fastball, and you really have to be able to throw your fastball in times of trouble. So I would bring this up with Priester. I did it that day in Sarasota. I did it another time in Bradenton, again, before he ever got to Pittsburgh. He gets to Pittsburgh, and you remember those results. I mean, he was getting plastered for the most part. And that same tendency was still in place. You could still see that he just kept leaning on his soft stuff. Well, the Brewers, who are run by smart people, recognized this after getting Priester from the Red Sox, but they also recognized that Priester was visibly more comfortable with throwing the two-seam fastball than he was the four-seam fastball. The latter being, just your basic fastball. And they said, listen, just forget about it. Just throw the two-seamer. Just anything at all to get the fastball more involved. So let's flip back to those advanced statistics, which really are useful as long as you're doing something useful with them. The percentage of Priester's pitches that were two-seam fastballs in 2024 was 30.2. This year, it's 44.0. And guess what? Because he's throwing it more often and with greater confidence, his velocity has ticked up from 93.1 miles per hour on average to 93.8 miles an hour on average. He's getting more whiffs on that pitch than he ever has. He's getting more putaways, way more putaways than he ever had in the past, utilizing that pitch. And if you want me to annoy you one last time on this episode, Priester's 24 years old. He's going to be part of the Brewers' rotation for some time. And this club, the one that drafted him, the one that had eyes on him for years, the one that should have had the most thorough, detailed, exhaustive book on him, couldn't recognize something that anybody in any set of seats in any stadium could have seen from the upper deck. I appreciate the question. I appreciate everybody listening to Daily Shot of Pirates. We're going to have another one of these tomorrow.